What is up lads, welcome back to Road to Every Mario Kart Track Ranked. Last time on the series, we ranked every Super Mario Kart track, and now this time, we'll be ranking every Mario Kart 64 track. Now if you did miss the last episode, I highly recommend you go check that one out before watching this episode, because it was an absolute banger. Now before we begin, if you could do me a huge favour, like and subscribe. It helps out a lot and I would really appreciate it. Thanks. With that all said, let's begin. Number 16, Toad's Turnpike. I do not care one single bit what you Toad's Turnpike fans have to say. You only hate this track because you suck at it. No, that's not the reason. Well, it might be, but no, it's not. Trust me. This track is just... They went over the board with this track, that's what I have to say. I swear to God, it's like almost physically impossible to avoid all of these vehicles. You either get so close to hitting one, or you just get bombarded by every single vehicle in the game. And then you say to yourself, I feel like ending my life right now. But in all seriousness, this track is just straight up bad. Number 15, Calamari Desert. There is one major problem with this track. It's the train. This thing ruins every single race just by getting in the way every time. If it wasn't here, this track would be like a million times better. Well, despite the fact that it's really bland, but who cares? Just get rid of this train, please. Number 14, Luigi Raceway. We all saw this track being at least this slow, right? It is the first track in the game, so it's gonna be bland after all, but it's a bit too bland for Mario Kart 64, of course, don't you think? Number 13, Mario Raceway. This track is such a luck track, and you know how much I completely despise luck tracks. It's completely random whether you win or you lose because of these massive shortcuts, but at least the soundtrack is absolute godlike. Number 12, Sherbet Land. Can I just say something real quick? This track is 100% flat, 0% not flat basically. And that is such a shame because this was the first 3D Mario Kart game. What is up with that? Not only that, the track is extremely bland, well besides the penguins, but it does have one plus, and that is the cave section. I don't know what it is about the cave section, but I honestly pretty like it. It's pretty cool, you know. Number 11, DK's Jungle Parkway. Honestly, this track is actually a relaxing track, mainly because of the scenery and it's pretty hazardous in general, but honestly, the music, it just ruins the track. It's just boring and it's not that interesting whatsoever. If this track had more interesting music, it would probably be higher, to be honest. Number 10, Choco Mountain. I have no idea why I like this track, but it's probably because of the section with the boulders, to be honest. That's probably my favourite part of the track and that's why it's up here, because if you're not careful enough, well, you'll hit a boulder. And yeah, but there's one flaw about this track, and it's here. If you get bumped off, you don't get counted out of bounds. You have to drive all the way back to where you were, and that's kind of annoying, so that's why it's only at 10. Number 9, Frappe Snowland. For a snow track, this one's actually pretty good. You've got a couple of snowmen lying around the track, which, if you don't know, are hazards by the way. But overall they are pretty easy to dodge, except for this section here, because there's like, it's just full of them, you know. And if you're not careful enough, you'll bump into one and you'll spin out. Overall, the track is pretty good, to be honest. Number 8, Moo Moo Farm. Now, I know what you're all thinking. Why is this track up here? Well, it's mainly due to the Monty moles. I can't lie, where these moles are positioned, they're honestly pretty hard to avoid. And what's hilarious about that is that this track is Mushroom Cup, so that's mainly why it's up here as well. Number 7, Koopa Troopa Beach. Did you know you can see this track from Sunshine Airport? Yeah, I think we all did, to be honest. But that's not why it's up here. The reason why it's up here is because this track is just a lot of fun in general. There's a lot of boost ramps you can go off of, which are really fun to go off of, to be honest. There's also a hidden shortcut in the track over here, and I think it's pretty hard to get into last time I remember. But yeah, and also the music is just super good, and also the scenery is really good as well. This track is just really good in general. Number 6, Wario Stadium. This track is a lot of fun, mainly due to the amount of bumps it has in the track. If it didn't have all these bumps, it would most likely be way lower than it already is. Number 5, Royal Raceway. Literally the only reason why this track is up here is because you can drive up to the castle. Need I say anything else? Plus, if you couldn't drive up to the castle, this track would be way lower, and I mean way lower than it already is. Number 4, Rainbow Road. If you ignore the fact that this track is like what, over 6 minutes long, it's actually a pretty good track. The music is amazing, the visuals are amazing for an N64 game, and that is saying something. And there's also chain chomps that come along the track here and there, which adds challenge to the track because, well, unfortunately without them the track isn't really challenging at all, to be honest. Also, you cannot deny the fact that this track's ultra shortcut is super satisfying to pull off. Number 3, Yoshi Valley. My favourite part about this track is the amount of paths it has. There's a lot of strategy involved to it. Which route is the fastest? Is it this route? Is it that route? Who knows? Am I just winging it? Like, there's a lot of strategy involved to it. That's what I love about this track. Number 2, Banshee Boardwalk. This track is a really great track and doesn't get the attention it deserves. The track gives off this extremely spooky atmosphere like most ghost tracks don't give off, and they really should, to be honest. The music also gives off an extremely spooky atmosphere. Also, I can't lie, when I first played this track in Mario Kart DS, I was extremely scared, to be honest. And that is exactly how you should feel when you play a ghost track. Number 1, Bowser's Castle. For a Bowser's Castle track, this one is actually more spooky than it is scary. I feel like Bowser's Castle tracks are supposed to be more scary than spooky, but I can't lie, I absolutely love that this one has that spooky feel. The music, the background, the jailed up Thwomp, aka Marty, everything about this track is just absolutely spooky, and I love that. Hands down the best track in the game. That is going to wrap it up for this video. If you all did enjoy, make sure to drop a like, and if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. It helps out a lot and I would really appreciate it. While you're at it, feel free to let me know your list in the comments below. I would really love to know. With that all said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.